And finally, no surprise in this category, we actually have 2 trophies to hand out here. In our wide open category, our highest horsepower with a peak of 940 and peak torque of 1519 and his 95.4 with Cummins engine, we have Richard Manson.
Hey, this is Ernest and Richard Maddog Manson with Maddog Technologies, and we would like to present for your consideration another Maddog technology. Richard was a pioneer in the diesel performance industry, first starting crowds in 2001 at a Midnight Madness run in Las Vegas. He took his big 7,000-pound truck and blew away little sports cars. 600 horsepower or so back then.
Well, it was probably closer to 800 in 2001.
So we at Maddog Technologies would like to introduce the new Maddog Supercharger system for diesels. It involves custom tubing, custom mounting bracket, radically modified supercharger, custom Maddog programming, and a crankshaft pulley. This system would modify and fundamentally change the dynamics of diesel performance, including, but not limited to, a much cooler and denser air charge, reduced pressures and temperatures, and eliminating turbo lag, but also fewer engine failures, component failure, and much of the unburned fuel and black exhaust typical to turbos. Richard has often radicalized engine power with ever larger compound turbos, reaching eventually over 1,300 horsepower and 1,800 foot-pounds of torque in his daily driven truck. Winning almost every dyno competition in many races, Maddog and his huge green F350 have been featured in national performance magazines and TV shows like Guns and Gears. Richard knows his stuff. You'd be hard-pressed to find anyone that knows so well how to get extreme performance and yet be nicer to your daily diesel driver. Richard and the technicians at ProCharger have already calculated gearing RPM relationships and operating parameter cubic airflow foot-pound pressure ratios. The Maddog modified supercharger and the rest of the Maddog supercharger system should result in about a 350% efficiency improvement. Parts makers are standing by ready to execute. All we need now is you. You're going to have more power through the power band and eliminate practically turbo lag. And when we're towing or otherwise forcing a lot of fuel through the engine at the lower RPM range, we're going to have enough air in there, so we're going to eliminate a lot of the unburned soot and black smoke that would normally come out. It's going to burn a little cleaner. And we're going to have a simpler setup, and plus more power is just more fun.
Absolutely. Well, for me,
for the daily driver.
For the daily driver.
I know how much you want.
Well, 1,000 horsepower is always a good round number for, a daily driver.
And it's going to be that easy to get that kind of horsepower out of there.
Absolutely.
We need your help to make this a reality. Your generous support will help us produce, refine, and make available this vastly better diesel performance system by pioneer, power genius Richard Maddog Manson, and the rest of us at Maddog Technologies. We can't do without you. Millions of drivers will benefit from better performance, vastly better performance, cleaner performance, plus just plain old possum, plain old awesome power. Don't move.
Thank you.
Power on.